Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and garden. I'm Lynn, and if you're new here, welcome. Today's video is all about growing hydrangeas in Texas. However, you should find that these tips will work for similar hot zone 8 and 9 climates. And if you're dreaming of those big, beautiful hydrangea blooms, you are definitely not alone. These shrubs are absolutely stunning. So today we are focusing on popular hydrangea types. We will cover where they grow best, what conditions they need, and what you'll have to do as a gardener for realistic, and that's the key, y'all, realistic success. Hydrangeas are not set it and forget it plants here, but with the right choices and care, you can absolutely enjoy them in your garden. So let's dive in. First up, the Hydrangea Macrophylla, or the big leaf or mophead hydrangeas. Now these are the classic ones with those big round flower heads, and they can produce those gorgeous blooms in shades of pink or blue. However, these are the pickiest in Texas because they prefer cooler summers and higher humidity. So they perform the strongest in areas like East Texas, so the piney woods where the soils are naturally more acidic. In North Texas or shaded spots in South Texas, you can have some success with protection. So the key is the microclimate. However, in Central Texas, so like hill country and areas around Austin, they can survive in the bright morning sun with solid afternoon shade, amended soil, and consistent irrigation. But expect heat stress, leaf scorch, and fewer flowers. And in West Texas and similar desert areas, it's usually too hot, dry, windy, and alkaline for reliable long-term success without major effort. So this is what you want to be able to provide. Morning sun and afternoon shade. This is essential. Avoid western exposure or reflected heat from walls and pavements. Your soil, you want it to be acidic to neutral, very rich, and well draining. Texas clay and limestone present challenges, but it can be amended with compost, pine bark, and organic matter. And if you're trying to get the blue blooms, check your pH and then adjust it down to achieve the blue color. Make sure you give these plants consistent moisture. They hate drought. So if you're in Central Texas, think drought and water restrictions and see if these plants are right for your garden. You're going to fertilize these plants lightly in the spring. You prune only after blooming because they bloom on old wood. The reality, y'all, in much of Texas and similar zone 8 and 9 climates, these plants can begin to feel like high maintenance divas. If your garden has intense heat or alkaline soil, consider switching to the next types for less frustration and better results. Next up is oakleaf hydrangeas, so Hydrangea quercifolia. Now these bring woodland charm with their large oak-shaped leaves. They have these gorgeous white cone-shaped blooms. They have great fall color, so you'll see gorgeous burgundy and red shades on the leaves. These plants are grown as much for their foliage and texture as their flowers. So where do they grow best in Texas? They're going to handle the heat better than the big leaf hydrangeas, but they still want protection. And you'll probably find that they do the strongest in East Texas, but can also do well in shaded areas of Central and North Texas. So in areas like Georgetown or Austin, they can thrive in established gardens with good microclimates. But they will struggle in exposed new subdivisions where they may just be out there in full sun, or they may be planted in thin or rocky soil. So what do you need to do to keep oakleaf hydrangeas happy? First of all, morning sun or filtered high shade. Avoid afternoon sun. You want to make sure that you amend your soil because they prefer organically rich soil that is slightly acidic to neutral, and it needs to be well draining. You can amend your clay or limestone soils with compost and pine bark. You're going to plant them high and proud. Make sure that you maintain moisture levels, especially during the first year and throughout any droughts, because they will wilt dramatically if they become dry. However, with that said, if you give them a good water, they typically recover. If you mulch heavily and you use drip irrigation, that often helps because they're not truly drought tolerant here. It may be in some places, but not here. Now, you can apply a light fertilizer. I usually just add compost. And if you want to prune them, you're going to prune after they flower in the spring or summer because they bloom on old wood. You do not want to prune them anytime in late winter because you will lose the next season's blooms. So they are absolutely going to look their best in irrigated, shadier woodland style beds. Summer leaf scorch or slower growth can happen in extreme heat, but happy plants will deliver beautiful multi-season interest. They are a little more challenging than the panicles, but rewarding if you can find the right spot or microclimate for them. Next, the panicle hydrangeas or the Hydrangea paniculatas. Now, these are the most adaptable and forgiving hydrangeas for Texas gardeners and often the easiest. Think big cone-shaped bloom that are super showy and long-lasting. They actually perform well, which is basic care. So what do you need to do? What do they need? They can thrive in full sun. However, make sure that it is morning sun plus afternoon shade. There are even varieties that tolerate stronger sun with good irrigation. They're tolerant of clay, alkaline, and less than perfect conditions with the soil. However, they still benefit from compost and mulch to be at their best. You got to make sure that they maintain regular moisture throughout the summer because they are not drought proof. You want to give them mulch to try and conserve water. These plants can be pruned in late winter or early spring because they bloom on new wood. Heavy pruning is fine, and it will actually encourage bigger blooms, typically. The easy maintenance overall is what pinnacle hydrangeas are. Now, great varieties for Texas heat: the Limelight, the Little Lime, the Bobo, the Pinky Winky, and the White Wedding Hydrangea. These are all great bets for newer lots, sunnier spots, or more lower effort gardening. Okay, you guys, to recap, the big leaf macrophyllas are primarily for East Texas or very protected shaded spots, and these may prove to be the highest in terms of maintenance. Next, the oak leaf is great for woodland aesthetics in shaded or morning sun conditions, and they will offer you beautiful multi-season payoff, which is a little babying. And then the panicle is the most reliable statewide choice. It is the toughest against heat, sun, and soil challenges. To successfully grow hydrangeas, if you start with a good site selection and soil prep, you'll be setting yourself up for success because these plants reward patience and consistency. Comment below, as I'd love to hear what you're growing in your garden and what you're doing. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more regional gardening tips. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day in your garden. Bye.